Live.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I see that.
Welcome to Fan Flak. Happy New Year. R.I.P. Betty. We are having a show today about a topic that I think, in my personal opinion, revolving around the most important television show ever, the Skinwalker Ranch, The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. Our guest today is writer Remote Carter, and she's has remote viewed Skinwalker Ranch. So we'll hear a bit about that, and we'll discuss the various ramifications of everything going on down there and what the latest is on the topic. My joining me today, of course, is my co-host and um, very technically adept brother Mark. So he also will help me um, soldier through this. I'm having technical issues today, as usual. That's what you get for living in the middle of the desert. So, anyway, onward. Cheryl, welcome to Fanflat.
Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you. Now, I know you've co-written how many books now with Ryan Skinner?
Two.
Two. And you also have your own titles.
I've got about four of mine.
Okay. And may I ask what school of remote viewing you come from? I know there are several. Are you more of the uh, intuitive, wavy line kind of reader, or are you a no nouns, just um, details
Oh,
kind of
very
reader?
detailed. I'm part of a group that works on missing person cases, and I use remote viewing to locate people.
Excellent. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. That's what I've had some interaction with. So, um, are you familiar with Irva? Are you connected with them at all?
No.
Okay, I know it's a very decentralized area, but so is everything these days. It That's good to hear. All right. Well, I'm going to let you sort of drive the conversation in terms of Skinwalker Ranch. So let's first establish that you've never been there physically, right?
No.
I haven't either, neither is Mark. So, we're all, they don't let people like us there. But it's probably a good thing. It strikes me that place is very dangerous, and probably more so than we realize. And I worry about people like Eric Bard, who is a fellow Christmas baby. We were both born on Christmas Day, and he's out there full time. So,
And he was working on his birthday. Oh my gosh.
no, you
Yeah,
know,
but he found some cool stuff I heard, so that's okay.
yeah, that I and he's getting the stuff working right down there, and he's got the new upscale equipment. So
Mhm.
that's one good thing about being a very popular TV show. Um, they got the money coming in now. And so, how did you first approach Skinwalker Ranch? Were you doing this at the behest of someone? Were you just under your own agency? How did that work?
I just always been interested in it, and then I became friends with Ryan.
Right.
I'm
Well,
moderator in his groups.
right. And you just focus on Skinwalker Ranch, or do you also look at the entire basin there?
The basin.
Yes,
Yeah.
the whole area.
Well, mainly when our last book isn't the Basin Files. It's about the whole basin.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
just about the ranch.
Yes, I know, but I
Yeah.
was speaking especially about your remote viewing.
The only place I remote viewed was the ranch, and I did that for the previous book,
Right. And
just to see
oh,
what I could see, you know.
yeah, I gotcha. Now, do you intuit that UFOs are um, extraterrestrial? Do you feel they are endemic to the planet? They've always been here. How do you feel?
They're extraterrestrial, but I think they've always been here.
Okay.
I'm a card
And
carrying MUFON member too, so
good girl. The so you feel that they are from another planet or galaxy or however we
mhm.
want to discuss that. And but they've always been here. So have we always been here? Do you feel we're
That's
from?
a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. When you look at all of the evidence that's come out in terms of the base materials that are available there at the ranch, and you compare them to different areas of the world, it's almost like there were several places seeded with stuff
Hmm.
to encourage life and town building and community and whatever else, you know. And the the Middle East, the Southwest, various places in the world, and I wonder if that we're not now coming into a little bit of revelation about that. What do you think?
Yeah, because I think most people just never thought of this before.
Yeah.
And I think the TV show did help. And I watch Ancient Aliens a lot too.
Hmm.
And it does. It's bringing you to know that this is all over the world. And the same kind of things were happening at the same periods of time all over the world, even though they couldn't communicate with each other before. How could all this exact same things be happening? Because it was
Yeah,
there.
synchronicity is now becoming a
Yeah, it was
known
everywhere. Yes.
thing. Yeah. And what is interesting to me is that I have to admit I was once an ancient alien skeptic. And I was a skeptic about pretty much everything when I was younger. It's only as I've gotten, oh, yes, Mark?
Uh, I just wanted to comment that it's pretty much been proven that Von Donegan made up most of the stuff that he
Well,
had. The,
borrowed,
the, the bad thing is that there are legitimate things out there, and
Hmm.
he put a bad,
right.
he made everybody disbelieve everything,
Well, some
just
people,
because he made up stuff.
well, Von Daniken is the reason I was a skeptic. And, when we were kids, he had these movies, and you go to them and you look at them and go, wow. But I honestly wonder if he wasn't some kind of front man for the establishment trying to re- confuse and refute and all of that sort of thing before anybody found out the information. Because at that point, the internet was becoming a real thing, at least ARPA, the birthplace of the internet.
Well,
And
they're the ones that got into the remote viewing. They're the ones that brought in Ingo Swann
yep,
Yeah.
and did the remote viewing of the moon,
right.
where he said there's a base on the backside of the moon. And they've had somebody come out since then and say we sent a probe up there, and there is, in fact, a base on the backside of the moon.
Yes.
Apparently, it's a long abandoned base, but there's still structures on the backside of the moon.
Well, they've seen, and I hate to sound like the guy with the face on Mars, but
Yeah.
uh, he's Richard Hoagland. That's his name. Although he's probably right. I'm being a skeptic, and In my experience, the skeptics are almost always wrong. If you listen to some of the UFO skeptics, they sound pretty stupid now. Anyway, I'm more and more embracing belief,
Well, you
and
know, the structures on Mars. Now it's come out that there is a structure on one of the moons of Mars.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's I think we've been told this by writers and creative people through the years, and the other people, the people in control of things, are the ones who've been trying to hide it. But it's like all of the red washes that were done on the Martian images. you know, they they red washed everything, going, "See, it's the red planet." Yes, it is.
Well,
Uh,
Cheryl needs to tell us about her book, though. Now,
yeah. Well,
You want to know about my remote viewing that I did?
well,
yes,
we want to promote your book. So,
I was building up
Well,
to
it's in
it.
the book. It's in one
Yes,
of the books.
please. Yeah,
well, Melody's read the book. I haven't had the opportunity. I'm
yes.
sorry.
Okay, it's not in the Dimensions book. It's in the Skinwalker book. But anyway.
Yes, I read both of the Skinwalker books, and I'm very intrigued. I read them early in the process, so I'm more open to your findings now than I was then. Like I said, I'm an idiot, so I'm sort of a skeptic, but I'm more and more embracing um, the idea, which is what I was getting to. How the your book, your remote viewing of your book of the ranch,
Uh-huh.
um, to me suggested all these things,
It did.
that you were seeing things that you weren't saying outright. Am I correct in that? Were
Yeah.
you seeing more than you felt at liberty to say?
That's why I wish I could go there, because and the crazy thing was when I first I saw the little stream, yeah, that had a beaver dam with two beavers, and I saw this native guy standing there, and the weird thing was he looked familiar to me. Now, how could he look familiar to me when I've never been there? And then I realized when I go to Sweat Lodge, he's been coming to me for 7 years. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I
Well,
wasn't even thinking of Skinwalker Ranch 7 years ago.
nobody was.
And
Well,
and
I
it's
had
and
read
it's,
about
it's him. He's there.
it.
And he's pointing to the east. He wants me to see something, but he's not showing me what it is. And then I saw like two dimensions overlapping. Like there's interdimensional something going on there.
It does seem that way, especially when you look at a lot of Ryan's photos that I notice have sort of vanished from his website. But there were some interesting things, and of course they weren't just they're still available other places, but it's probably just bandwidth considerations with the people hitting his website. For a long time, Ryan's stuff really that was the only thing available online, substantive, about Skinwalker Ranch, because he's been there, he's gone through there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been on the show. But the the dimensional aspect is what really interests me, because to me, we're talking about aphysical things interacting with the physical plane through this dimensional chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who just saw the Spider-Man film can attest that that's practically what the whole film is about. It's opening doors into other dimensions. So, what role? I know that this is going to sound totally off the wall. What role do the dead play with, or spirits play with, what's going on at Skinwalker?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's still people that are living there. Like this native man, he's Fremont. He's been there a long time. And then the woman that I saw looking for her, well, she had her baby, but her baby was dead. I didn't want to see that, but yeah, but she looked right at me. She looked in my eyes. I mean, she's still there. They're still there. They're still living. And this man, he's a medicine man, and he protects the property. He's still making the sacred fire. I don't know if they can smell the fire or what's going on, but I see he's still doing it. And
And
I think the reason Homestead #2 has got crazy stuff going on is because that's where he used to have his sweat lodge. And you know what happens at sweat lodges?
oh yeah,
You open portals.
yeah, yeah. That's the whole purpose of
You
it.
know, so that could be the reason that's kind of weird there.
Yeah, I have a good friend of mine, Robin Kickingbird, who had never seen Skinwalker Ranch before a week ago, and she just watched the entire thing, and she's now obsessed. I didn't know this was happening. But she told me that I'll bet they had sweat lodges there
Yeah.
because that would explain a lot of the dimensional transfer.
Well, it was all Ute territory, of course they did.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess the Navajo are sort of on the edge. Um, you know, I think the Utes.
They're on both sides. They're on both sides of the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. There's natives on both sides.
So the land is solidly in native territory, and of course, native people embrace spirits much more so than
Yeah, I'm part native. I know we just
yeah, yeah.
I think they call them the star people.
We are, believe it or not, we'd always been told that we were, you know, our family's from the South, the U.S. South, and we have a lot of Cherokee. And of course, when we got our DNA back, the fact that there are very few full blood Native.
they didn't find any of my DNA, but I know better.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, they didn't find any in. Well, I
Yeah,
think they found 2% in ours,
you know, I
but
don't know how good that test was. Yeah,
it may be they just don't know how to see it, or we hide it.
my great grandfather was a medicine man, so I mean it's there someplace.
Our
Well,
great
our great great grandfather was an Indian agent
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
on in Arkansas on an Apache reservation.
Okay.
So
we our our family's weird, but anyway, we have lots of unusual people in it. Um, Now, in your case, the reason I asked about the dead is because um, we've recently had strange things happen. I've had what I believe to be contacts from my little sister that are sort of immediate and undeniable.
Mhm.
And I'm now thinking, good grief, maybe we do survive.
Oh, I know we
And
do.
yeah, I think I do also now. And
Hmm.
that's why I'm saying I'm leaning more toward belief.
Hmm.
Um, the So in Whitley Strieber's writing, Whitley used to be a friend of mine. He's a little hard to be friends with, but he has associated aliens directly with the dead by saying they are somehow involved with them spiritually. So, you know, who knows? I
Never
think
heard
what
that
we're
one.
talking about is so complicated, but you know, I'm getting ashore here. Now, what other entities did you find connected directly to Skinwalker?
Well, I says I just saw interdimensional. I saw a portal opening up in the sky,
Right?
and then I had a really weird thing happen to me probably a couple months ago after I started doing this, and then spirits start talking to me from there. And I thought I was having a dream, but a dream and a visitation's different. So I thought it was a dream at first. I'm dreaming that somebody is downloading data into my brain, like binary code. I'm seeing all these zeros and ones downloading into my brain. And I woke up going, oh my gosh, what was that? And I go, oh, you're just dreaming. So I rolled over, went back to sleep. Here comes the binary code again. I woke up a second time. I said, this is crazy. I mean, a dream doesn't repeat itself. I went back to sleep a third time and they continued to download whatever. And I kept saying, I don't understand. I don't understand. And there were these two figures on my left side. They weren't exactly shadow people. They were kind of shadowy figures. Like they had hoods on. I could see their eyes. And they said, you'll understand when you get here.
Yep.
And I kind of forgot about that until I was watching Ancient Aliens the other night. And they had the Rendlesham event from the UK on there.
Right. And
when the sergeant touched the spacecraft, they downloaded binary code in his brain, and I freaked out going, oh my gosh. Is that who was talking to me? I don't know who was talking to me, but it wasn't a dream.
Here we have synchronicity again, because I had a download experience. And I shared it with Tess, who is the brown-haired girl from Philip K. Dick's writing. And she told me about Philip's experience. And it makes me wonder now if there aren't a whole lot of people who've had, or not a whole lot, but I mean,
Yeah, but what was this download about?
His, he wrote a book called Valis that recounts it. His was basically starseed kind of material, and that he had been placed here, and that his writings were an outreach to the people, and that these beings were reaching out to others through people who were receptive, and that they were doing this as a way of bringing to consciousness things that had been, people have tried to suppress.
Well, and also the weird thing is, I was telling my friend last night after this came to me, because he knows about this stuff, and I says, he knows I'm writing a new book. It's called Earth Energies. It's about ley lines.
Great.
And I probably got like 7 places that I'm going to put in the book already. And I was looking at the binary code that they decoded, and they named 7 places that were included in this code, and it's all the places that I have already picked for my book.
There you go.
I'm going, okay, I was not freaked out at all. I said, so somebody's telling me to write this book.
Yes. Well, now, do you link that download experience to Skinwalker? Do you feel it's kind of a hitchhiker effect?
That's what I felt like they were coming from there, and that's what I don't understand. So at first I thought it was interdimensional, but I'm not sure who they were.
Yeah. Well, maybe they don't know. Maybe they're just conscious creatures in another form, and like us.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question. When you do remote viewing, how do you focus on an area? How do you know what area? Do you look at a map? Do you look at pictures? Do you just think?
I can look at a picture and go there.
And that helps you focus on a particular area. Okay, I was wondering about that, how that worked.
Do you have any feeling about the future at Skinwalker Ranch? What's going to
Nothing in particular, no.
Yeah. Do you know if they're continuing the show,
yes.
Melody?
Yes.
They are?
Okay. They already filmed the
Third season, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because they haven't started showing it yet.
No,
No.
I've seen.
few more
Yeah.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah. They.
they tried that one up there at that blind frog thing, but that show just looked like a copycat.
It's coming back on the 7th.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Well,
Well, I
after
think
they, the big thing they were talking about is all that gold they were going to go and find, and then they come to find out somebody had dug in on the backside of the mountain and already got the gold. So I didn't know how much use there was for the show.
Oh, but I forgot to tell you, I had a dream. It wasn't a dream the other night because I astral project when I sleep, and I know I astral projected to the ranch again. I don't know why I do this when I'm sleeping. I couldn't do it when I'm awake. And that native guy reached over and he put a rock in my hand and said, "I want you to have this." And I'm clutching this rock in my hand. And I woke up and I'm still clutching my hand. I opened it up hoping there would be a rock in there, but I guess you can't bring things back with you.
yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Probably.
see, there's just so many dreams and
Yeah.
visitations, and I don't know what it's all about. I don't know what they're trying to show me. It's
That's
all
the
just one
best.
big puzzle after another. It's like,
I think maybe the information, the wisdom is in the process, and the fact that we can have an impact on the
yeah.
process.
I mean, it's little pieces each time, but,
Yeah. And, that's, we've had all of these media things like The Secret and all of this. And, I've not read it or seen the film, but I've heard about it. And so now it almost seems like there may be something to that.
mm.
And to an old, dyed-in-the-wool skeptic like me, that's really saying something.
Well,
Um,
they keep sending me. They keep pointing me over to the east, to the east.
the
Something's
East
over
Coast.
to the east. I'm supposed to see. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. If you look at our founding people, there are awful lot of mysticism with them,
Oh
and
yeah,
uh, they were strongly Unitarian and very much in a mystical state of mind.
spiritualists. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't a similar location, Skinwalker Ranch or any of the other places that have been discussed in that area. So, I think this whole next year is going to be, uh, they talk about what is it Stephen Greer talks about, the unfolding, the revelations
Mm.
about UFOs and all of that. And I think it's going to be about more than UFOs. I think it's about the reality we're in, and that it's much less static and material based
Mhm.
than we've been led to believe. And the mechanists. Have you noticed the number of debunkers on the Skinwalker Ranch lists and groups? They're all over the place.
I had a little run-in with somebody yesterday. Yes, I did. In
They,
my messenger. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
they I know a lot of it is from other countries and things. People thinking they're getting real information, but the and certainly you want to be, a critical thinker about most things, but they really do go after. I mean, who can go after Brandon? He's such a
I
nice
tried
fish.
to delete those comments when I catch them, but
Yeah, it just amazes me.
but
And they do.
yesterday I posted one of the guards reports from one of the
Yeah.
books we have.
when they get personal, it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with the
And
topic.
and I posted the report, and the guard said he took some photos of some orbs. Well, it's orbs. You're not really seeing
Or
anything. I can't tell you how many people said, "Well, where's the photos?" And at the beginning, another guy said, "It's from 2009, and with Bigelow, there's no photos." And today, there's still more people. Where's the photos?
yeah,
It didn't happen if there's no photos. Well, sure, I believe it happened. I didn't see the photos, but I believe it happened.
yeah. Well, I mean, orbs have now been linked to the paranormal by skinwalkers and Pentagon.
Yeah.
It's they specifically state that orbs at the ranch are of an unknown nature,
Right.
and they are not specks of dust
Right.
or
Right, because I'm
worms.
a paranormal researcher, yeah, and I've seen the dust, I've seen all kind, the weird stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you will get an orb, and you said that's definitely some kind of entity, spirit. It's you can tell by the way it moves, by the way it acts.
right. And also the faces sometimes. Mark, you look perplexed. Do you have a question in there?
No, I was just looking up remote viewing in Ingo Swan and just trying
Oh,
to get,
okay.
so I had some knowledge to work from.
Oh, cool. Ingo's
I was
lots
trying
of
to see if he was still alive, but no, he died in
yeah, he passed.
I mean,
2013.
I used to do this years ago, and I didn't even know it had a name.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's
Well,
an
he was the main person that the CIA and the U.S. government went to
yeah. Well, he was
through
the
through
staple.
DARPA, through DARPA and ARPA. They went to him, and he's the one that gave them the information about the base that was supposedly on the backside of the moon.
Yep.
That we have since had some other confirmation that there is some kind of structure on the backside of the
see,
moon.
I've never been able to remote view to the moon. I'm part of a CE5 group, and I go, well, what am I supposed to do here? Well, remote view to the craft. I said, how do you do that? I,
Remote view to the craft. That's
Well, they
interesting.
always went to
I
this
said, what
one
craft?
guy, so
I don't see one in the sky. What craft?
it must not be easy, or they wouldn't keep going back to the same guy all the
Yeah,
time.
but
So
I don't want to. I don't think I want a remote view to a craft.
Well, I know
I think
Joe McMonagle is the new guy that everybody's talking about. So I guess he's the replacement for Ingo Swan.
well, like I say, he died in 2013, so they've had 8 years to find somebody new, or 9 years now.
Well, they've got, that whole time period. I swear we lost Ingo Swan, Terrence McKenna, Robert Anton Wilson, all of these thinkers, and it was almost like somebody was clearing things out.
Right. It was like their time was done, and
Yes,
exactly.
and they had come in for a purpose, and
Mm-hmm.
they were going out. And
Mm-hmm.
we now have a lot of new thinkers and that sort of thing that have emerged on the scene, and certainly with the Skinwalker Ranch. Now, are you
On the
going?
comments,
Yeah,
Melody, where the comments are, who are those people?
they
I
are
don't see
Russian.
it. There's a Russian.
Yeah,
I don't.
um,
I don't know what they're saying.
I can't. I have no idea. Although one seems to be
It kind of looks like something maybe about Ingo Swan because it says VOR dot
NGO. Yeah, okay.
NGO.
Ingo
Although
Swan.
NGO also means what it's like a
No,
tax
it's
free.
like your dreams.
Yeah. You know what,
Oh yeah,
guys?
okay.
We're old, so you'll need to spell things out. We don't do text much. Um, I can do the basics: LOL, TTYL, that kind of thing. But,
I text all the time.
oh, good girl. Okay. I am known for spelling out things in text, and everybody thinks it's hilarious, including my niece.
I get some like that too. And I'm an English major, and I want to go correct that.
Yes, yes. But my initial major was English, and then for my graduate, I went in onto cultural anthropology. Which
Every
is,
time somebody spells "you're" the wrong way, I just cringe.
By the way, don't go to bor.ngo.
oh, okay. What's it, a porn site?
It's a porn site.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Well, all I got was the enter screen, so I
Oh,
just exited that.
Yeah.
But
See, another one that infiltrates the groove. See,
yeah. Well, are you
that's
planning?
probably what the other one is too, huh? I bet.
yeah,
It says your
Mine?
dreams
Oh,
online.
no.
Yeah.
I hate going to these sites because you never know. Because a lot of these porn sites are full of viruses and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So that's how they make their
That's
money.
why they're doing that, because they want to give you the virus.
well, the number one site in the world is a porn site. It's called Pornhub,
Oh yeah.
and Pornhub is full of viruses.
Yes. Yeah.
Not that I've ever been there or anything.
Oh, I have actually been on Pornhub. Somebody showed me something of a friend of ours and thought it was her, and I went, no.
Oh.
But
I know somebody. I was saying something nice about Linda Blair, and somebody posted these websites where they had naked pictures of Linda Blair. I said, Linda Blair posed nude a couple of hundred times, but that doesn't make her not a nice person.
exactly.
She's still a very nice lady.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to Skinwalker.
How do we go to subject?
Fascinating as Pornhub is. Are you planning on doing regular remote views of it, or?
Yeah, I think so. I said after I'm getting all these, like I wasn't expecting that to go astral projecting the other night. So obviously they're still trying to tell me something.
Well, are you're taking proper precautions like white light and all the other things? Good. I know the hitchhiker syndrome has been pretty active lately, and I have a number. No, not a number. I have two friends who've had experiences when they went over there. And
But you can, any place that you go investigating, something can follow you home.
oh, sure.
Any
Anything
place.
with portal related.
And the thing that I always do before I leave a haunted location is I say, thank you for talking with me. I'm going home now, but you can't follow me. You have to stay here. And I always say that.
Okay.
And I only had one person follow me home. Only one. So that's.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a fellow named Lee over in the UK who right now is uploading videos of the poltergeist at his home, and he's not hasn't monetized it. So he's just uploading videos of stuff that's happened at his house after several ghost investigations. So yeah, it's a good idea to be careful about such things, and you don't want to be scared. I mean,
I'm not scared when I go, but I just remind them. And I've had people look at me and go, "What the heck are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "You seem to have a lot of things follow you home." But yeah, I says, "Well, maybe you should try this."
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Melanie, if you'll recall, you and I lived across the street from a haunted house in Big Bear.
Yeah.
It was one where rocks were falling inside the house from the ceiling.
Yep. And it was written up in a book, actually. And, in the days before you could find out about 8 million different haunted houses all over the world,
We look at the address and we said, hey, that's like across the street.
Why was it haunted? Who lived there? What happened?
It was a vacant house. It was all boarded up, so we never saw inside or anything. But it was like across the street and four houses down.
We have a weird karmic thing, I think, and we tend to move near or across from famous things.
Okay.
We went to. I
There's a
went.
reason. There's a reason.
Yeah. Well, the as an example, how many people's grandfather appeared in a movie where he had lunch with, what was his name, Mark? William Holden.
Oh, okay.
I mean, stuff like that, and I, we just, our whole lives seem to be bumping into people that, out of nowhere, I'll turn around and there's so and so. Now, part of that is because we live in LA,
Yeah.
but, it is interesting.
Well, out here, you used to run into celebrities a lot out here. It's not quite as much anymore.
No.
They seem to be a little more hidden than they used to be. But
Yeah.
I can remember us driving down Sunset Boulevard and here this convertible with a ladder sticking out of it pulls up next to us, and it's Dick Shawn.
Yeah. And Wilt Chamberlain riding down the freeway in his silk basketball outfit, and he looked like he was on Autopia because his knees were up around the steering wheel. And we went to school with Nelson Riddle's daughter. I know you don't know who that is, but he was a musical composer for Frank Sinatra and a lot of people. But
and at Fairmont, we had Rosalind Chow was on our school bus.
yeah, and we've got all kinds of just weird, associations. Now, speaking of weird associations, you you're going um, to repeatedly remote view. Do you have any plans to actually go to the ranch?
Well, if I ever get invited, yes.
There you go.
Hasn't been happening, but you never know.
I think there needs to be a group of spiritually inclined people to go there and to look at it from another. We've got the scientists there now, which is well and good, and I'm glad that they're calling upon, you know, various folk for spiritual insight. But I think it would be nice, especially, forgive me, I'm going to be accused of being sexist, a group of women, because it's mainly men on the site now.
They have one woman there, the one that lives in the caretaker
An
house.
anthropologist, yeah. And in fact, I have a friend who knows her. But again, there you go with the associations.
Mhm.
But I do think that would be a good thing. So maybe we should all figure out how to do that. And so when is your next remote view going to be? And is it going to be Skinwalker?
Well, and I think they're looking at all this stuff up in the sky, and from
Oh, yeah,
from what I'm experiencing, there's plenty of right on the ground. And
Yeah,
I just really want to go down by the stream with the beaver dam and see what the heck he's trying to show me.
yeah.
I told you 7 years. What is he trying to show me?
Have you communicated with Brandon at all?
Yeah.
It might be a good thing to do. I don't know if he's that open to that sort
You
of thing.
can't
But
really invite yourself.
you can't, but you can certainly supply the information and maybe ask them to look into it. Of course, then they run.
They know about my first. They know about my first remote view. They know that.
Okay. The information that you get, you probably should be circumspect about, of course. But I mean, I think approaching them with, as you did, letting them know, and that's a good thing. Now,
Because I said the importance about being by the dam and going toward the east. I says it's very important to go to the east. So that's something that they can do. They don't have to tell me if they went there or what they saw, but just a pointer.
the east was related to the ranch then.
Yeah, the east part of the ranch. I don't know what is. Like I said, I've never been there. I don't even know where the east or west side is. I know nothing about it, but
I think that's where it borders that Blind Frog Ranch, isn't it, on the east?
I don't know. No
Yeah,
clue.
Because I think
No
they
clue.
border each other. They're very close to one
Yeah.
another.
yeah, they are.
No, I
That
feel
same
it's just part of the ranch. I don't know.
that same ridge that they focus on a lot on the
Right.
Skywalker that runs into the Blind Frog
And
Ranch
Uh-huh.
also.
Yeah, I
Huh?
don't know, but the guy in my dream last time he walked me over closer to the east. I still wasn't sure where it was because I wasn't getting a clear picture. It was like hazy, and he picked up that rock and put it in my hand.
wow.
I didn't really get to look at the rock. Was it an arrowhead? Was it a fossil? Was it just a rock? I don't know.
I really do
But I
think,
really liked whatever I looked at, and I really liked it, but I don't remember seeing it.
was it a geode or was it, did it have other properties or was it just a rock?
It just felt really energized in my hand. But like I said, I don't remember. When I looked at it in my dream, I said, "Oh, that's beautiful," but I don't remember what it looked like.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
most of the rocks that come out of a stream are smooth because they've been in the stream.
Yeah, but
yeah.
we weren't by the stream anymore. He started walking
Oh,
toward the east,
Yeah.
and he just
Well,
picked it up off the ground. I don't. I
I
said, "Is it
really
a rock?
think
Was it have a fossil? I don't know what it was."
I really think a standardized but still extensive archaeological survey of that whole area would is, of course, then you'd have to talk to the nations and
Well, they have surveys. If you go online, there are geological surveys where saying what's underground in the basement. You can pull those up.
yeah, but they're not. I mean, they are restricted. They're done in the way archaeology is done. I'm
well,
thinking more
there's
like the. Pardon?
and there's a lot of animosity between the Utes and the Navajos. They don't like each other,
Well, it's like the French and the Germans.
but they have the Utes really that those ranches are in their territory.
Right.
But it's the Navajos who used to have that territory that have all the legends and so forth that affect the Skinwalker part of it.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think the Skinwalker actually is? I mean, to me, that's a metaphor for something that's beyond philosophy.
My friend is a Navajo, and she said, according to their tradition, that it's a medicine man,
Right. But I mean,
and but they would study, like we would say, white magic and black magic.
right.
I'm sure it wasn't. They weren't calling it that. But the medicine man that started going to the dark side is the Skinwalker, and they could
Right.
change forms.
I
And she's
understand
she's very afraid of it. She doesn't want to go anywhere near the ranch because she says they are real. They are real.
all Navajo are
So
terrified of it. Yeah.
I don't know what a Skinwalker really is. I'm not sure I want to see one.
Yeah. I talked to Robin about it. Robin Kickingbird. She's a Sioux, and she's from Rosebud, and they think everything's hilarious. So, but she says, don't get mixed up in anything like that.
I know.
Um, because it's, they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally agree with that, but I think
Yeah,
study
that's what
sure.
she told me. She said, because I was trying to get some information from her when I was writing the first book, and she goes, I don't really want to talk about this. It was that bad, you know.
Well,
Yep.
there was one on the the Skinwalker Ranch TV show that where they talked about the guy held off one of the skinwalkers that looked like a giant dog, and it killed two or three of his dogs, and he shot it.
Well, see, that could be something totally different. There's so
Well,
many
the
things happening there.
the Indian that was involved on the show said it was a skinwalker, but whether he knows what he's talking about or not, I don't know.
Yeah, there are crazy individuals of every.
Yeah, I know the story. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's
But
in the digging book.
yeah, the so okay, we're about 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. What are you planning on doing from here? You have a new book that you're writing?
I says I'm tentatively calling the book Earth Energies, but I don't know if I want to keep that name.
Mm,
But it is about ley lines, vortices.
yeah.
It's all
Have you
about
ever been to England?
no.
The I our most of our family is British,
I'm
and
Cornish. Oh, I don't like you.
but the reason I bring up England is the Stonehenge.
That's going to be in
Which,
my book. Yes.
yeah, it has amazing energy.
The
Yeah,
things I am learning about this. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
I went back and found the history of who it belonged to, and they kept handing it down to heirs, and finally they sold it at an auction, and nobody wanted to buy it. So
yeah,
this guy, he was supposed to go there to get some dining room chairs for his wife. And he walked into the auction where they were auctioning that, and he goes, this should belong to the people. So he bought that. And his wife was mad because he didn't come home with the chairs. This is a true story.
oh yeah, yeah.
Now
It's
I'm reading, and the Stonehenge is just one part of the formation. There were actually 3 more rings around it.
yeah, oh yeah. There's that whole area is filled with.
Right. There's a whole walkway all the way from the water. I forgot how many miles, that there's all kinds of circular megalithic formations everywhere.
Yep,
This
standing
isn't the
stone.
only one. There's Ashbury too. There's a lot.
Yep, it's that whole place. It's fascinating going there because
Have you been
when
there? I
you're
have not been there. Yeah.
when you're from America, where everything is, in California, we think of historical monuments. We think of the Capitol Records building. With a
Well,
big,
but the only thing we've got old here are the missions.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And their history is not great. But when you go to the UK, there's this well there that is so old that they said the gods drank out of it. And in Mexico, it's even more. It's like
Oh, I know. I've got so many places I'm putting in my book, and I go, oh,
yeah,
we got a place in Ohio. It's called Serpent Mound.
yes, yeah,
It's an earth effigy made in the shape of a serpent. And I've been there many times. That's like my Skinwalker Ranch. I have to keep going back there because that's only 5 hours away. I can go there a lot. And
my
yeah,
father-in-law was
the
from there.
energy there is something else.
Yeah,
When you go there, all of a sudden it's like you're in Nirvana.
oh yeah,
And the last time I was there was a bunch of, I don't know if it was, school must have been out still, I think. And people were coming with their kids and everything. And this one guy was talking to me, and he goes, you know what? I came here. I just feel so good. I mean, it's not just me. Something about it. And it's probably because it's got ley lines under it.
Probably it's got
Yeah.
that energy.
Yeah.
And I really do feel that all of these power places are somehow interconnected so that when you're at one, you're at all the others. So,
That's what I'm writing in my book, that they yeah, they do have ley lines, and then one is connected to the other. Yes.
yeah. Well, we are right at the top. Well, we're about, yeah, we're near there.
Four,
So,
4 minutes and 50 seconds.
oh, okay. There we go. So I really hope you'll come back.
Sure.
I hope this experience hasn't been so horrible that you'll be frightened away. We're very nice people, and the um, the the new book, and with the new season of Skinwalker Ranch, of course, and anything else you'd like to share. Um, Fan Flak is basically about the things we're interested in, and we're sort of giving back to the TV land and all of that, our experiences with what they give us, that kind of thing.
I also have a website, CherylLynnCarter.com.
And what other social media?
I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
You can buy any of the books on Amazon. You know that.
Yes. Yeah. You're available on Amazon. Are you published through Amazon? Are you
Yes. Mhm.
okay? And so that's a good thing. That way you're easy to find in terms of your book.
Right. And if somebody wants a signed copy, I have books here that I can sign and mail them to people. You
Oh,
can't
excellent.
you can't sign them through Amazon.
No. They
They really
although
got to fix that. They really got to fix that.
they do. Yeah, although they did take down that awful thing where people could contact you and ask you a question.
Oh no, I never had that happen.
Yeah, that was not fun.
No.
Um, are you on Instagram at all,
Yes,
or
yes, on Instagram too. Yeah.
okay? And you're do you want to give
Twitter,
your
Twitter.
okay? And do you want to give your IDs for those, or
Instagram is CL Carter 417. Same as on Twitter.
okay? Very good. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Don't think so. I hope I
Okay.
have more dreams and visitations.
I hope so too. And let's hear about anything you want to share. We'll bring you on.
Okay.
So you have a great day and a great afternoon. And where are we now? We're at 12:57. So we're in afternoon here.
It's
And
4 o'clock
you're
by
better.
me. It's 4
Yeah.
by me.
Okay, so you're in the evening. So
Mhm.
all right. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. I think that went okay. I do apologize for my being kind of flaky today. I have a headache, so it's interfering with thought processes. Anyway, um, that's it for Fan Flack for this week. Next week we're going to have Elena McCanter with us. She will be audio only because she's kind of shy and she doesn't really like to do the camera thing.
So
So
are we going to be on camera or just her?
yeah,
Or just
no, you and I are on camera.
you and I will be on camera. And
We're going to
we'll
be
just get a
showing her.
picture of her.
Yes, we'll have a picture of her. We'll also have a lot of pictures that she took during her time as she was there when Dark Shadows was being produced, so she knew everybody, and I call her the first fan of Dark Shadows, which she doesn't like.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a great week. We love you. We want to hear from you, but please only in English because I'm stupid and I don't know any other language. Have a good one. Bye.